What is up, you guys? Coach Joey coming in. It is July 6th. July 6th, I believe. It is Wednesday, so we're kicking off the month and trying to get back here on the good old interweb and maybe give some advice to people that are looking for some advice. So today I want to talk about a term some of you may or may not know what it's called, or an abbreviation called ROI. And ROI is something you hear in the business world or finance world, and it stands for return on investment. But it's really, really important to understand what the meaning of that is, and then how you can practically apply that to your life, regardless if it's in relation to finances. So a return on investment is a pretty simple concept. So if you have an opportunity to invest $50 into something for 1 week's time, and at the end of the 1 week's time, your return would be $100. Your return on investment is 100% over 7 days. That's a very, very good return on investment. Now, that's just theoretical, so that way you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from. That's probably not the most likely thing you're going to come across in life, but I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from with this. So when we talk about a return on investment outside of finances, so you have your health, you have your mind, body, spirit, if you want to look at it that way. So your mind, as far as the things that are going to keep you kind of in line with your day-to-day activities, your body, which is going to be related to health, and then spirit, which is kind of like the calm, cool, and collect as far as how you go through your day. So when you start talking about a return on investment and you start looking at things, if you're always looking at the cost of something and you're not looking at the value or the return, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to see the value in something. Meaning that, for instance, I like to give myself an allowance of about $120 a month to buy books. Some people think I'm crazy for that. They're like, Joey, you're spending $120 a month on books. That's almost, $1,400 a year. Some people are going to think that that's a little bit crazy. Well, the return on investment that I get for investing $1,400 a year in books is books teach me a lot of things that I can apply to other things in life. One thing that's really important, if you want to look at it from a finance perspective, is I probably learn more than $1,400 worth of information in a year reading through the books that I do, whether it's something that I apply to my business, whether it's something that I apply to my personal finances. It gives me a return on investment of dollars and cents. The other thing that it does is it helps me with my mind and my spirit. So if I'm having a hard time maybe in personal relationships or connecting with people, I'll read books on that, and then that's going to help me improve in those areas. So if the book was $30, but it was a substantial improvement in my life in one of those certain instances, then I think that is a great return on investment. Now, I spent a monetary means to get a return that isn't monetary, but to me, it's more valuable than the $30 that I spent on a book. Something else is fitness. A lot of people get involved in fitness thing, and one of the biggest things lately, it seems to be, is they don't want to spend the money to get involved, whether it's buying equipment for your house, buying quality food to eat, buying a gym membership, or whatever the case is. You're just looking at the dollars and cents part of it. So you're looking, well, if I have a gym membership that's $50 a month, I start eating whole food and organic food, and that costs me $150 more a month than what I normally spend. I'm spending $200 a month on my body, and that seems like a lot of money, but you're just looking at the cost, you're not looking at the value. And then when you think about the return on investment in the long term, if you want to equate that to a dollars and cents, you may not be getting paid for keeping your body in good shape, but I can promise you that it's going to save you money in the short term and in the long term. So obviously in the short term, you're going to live a healthier life. You may be more productive at work because you feel healthier, you have more energy. In the long term, you're going to avoid things like high cholesterol, diabetes, any heart problems that are associated with not eating well and taking care of yourself. You're going to live a longer life. So when you start to put all of these things into perspective and you start to look at the return on the investment and not just the cost of what you're getting involved in, it'll open your eyes up a little bit more. And like I said, don't always look at a return on investment as I spend this amount of money and I expect to make this amount of money. Like I said, the book you spend money on, but what you're actually getting the return on is the information that's inside of the book. The health and the wellness you're spending money on, but the return isn't immediate. So it will save you money in the long term, but in the short term, if you're living healthier, you're sleeping better, you're eating healthier, and you're more productive at work, that's going to put you in a position to make more money. So the return on investment, as far as spending $200 a month to live a healthier life, is going to pay for itself. You just have to look back a little bit and start to evaluate things from a value perspective and not so much from the upfront cost perspective. All right, you guys? So keep this in mind when you're starting to think about putting some things in place, and it might seem a little bit crazy to spend $120 a month on books or $100 a month on a gym membership or whatever the case is. Really, really give it some thought and think about the value that you can have in return if you commit to getting involved in some of those things. All right, you guys? So Coach Joey out. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys this afternoon. If not, I'm sure I'll see most of you guys before the end of the week. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always get a hold of me at CrossFit Ocala, CrossFit220@yahoo.com, or always give us a call, 352-694-3333. All right, you guys? Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.